Hey guys, I'm Ansley, and today we're going to make a roux. And a roux is a base for a zillion and one sauces, gravies, soups, stews. So once you have it down, you can really let your imagination run wild. And it's so much easier than you think it is. Just take a look at our ingredients. Just flour and butter. They're probably already in your kitchen. Our instruments, a pot and spatula. Or whisk, whatever you like. So what we've got here is our butter melting over medium heat. You don't want to do too high heat or your butter might burn. Now in just a few minutes when this is melted, we're going to add in the flour all at once. And then you want to start stirring pretty vigorously to mix those two ingredients together. You know, a roux is a thickening agent, but actually the flour is doing all of the thickening. The butter is just kind of helping the flour to stay separated. It's coating each of the little granules so that they don't stick together. If you've ever gotten flour wet, you know that it tends to clump pretty bad, and you definitely don't want that in your sauce. Now the butter is also going to help the flour to cook, which is good because you don't want that floury taste. Alright, so I've just added my flour, and now I'm stirring pretty vigorously to get all of that stuff incorporated. And you want to scrape it off the sides so none of it burns. And just keep stirring it for a while. That's looking nice. That's looking very pretty. Scrape it off the sides. That's why I like this spatula for this. You know, I wanted to do this with a whisk, but it just wasn't getting in the corners. But this spatula is working just fine. I'm going to turn down the heat even just a little more. That's a lot of bubbles. And what we're making today is a white roux, which once we get the flour taste out, we could add milk to make a bechamel, or we could add stock to make a velouté. But the key is going to be to add your liquid really slowly once this is ready. So you don't want to destabilize the roux by adding the new liquid all at once. So you add a little bit, and then incorporate that in by stirring, and then add a little bit more, and then stir that in. And then you can add a little bit more and progressively more and more until you've got all the sauce you want incorporated. Alright, so I'm just going to give this a little taste and see where we're at. And careful, it's hot. I'm still tasting some raw flour, so you want to give that a little bit longer. And once you're at this point, you're at a much more stable solution, so you really don't have to stir quite as much. But I like to stay over and keep an eye on it. I'm going to taste it once more. It's smelling good. It's looking good. Yep, that's tasting good. I don't taste any more raw flour, so now I could start adding my liquids. So now you know how to make a white roux, which is the base for a ton of great sauces. But all you have to do to make a dark roux, which would be the base for something like gumbo, would just be to let it cook longer. Just stir occasionally, don't let it burn. But remember that the darker you let a roux get, the more flavor it has, but the less thickening power it has. So you need more of it in order to get a thick sauce. And another great thing about roux is that you don't have to use butter. That's the original French recipe, but you can really use any edible fat. Like the Cajuns might use oil, or you could even get really crazy and use something delicious like bacon fat. So now that you know that, I bet you're going to have a ton of fun. And thanks for watching.